The PS5 version of The Last of Us Part 1 has a pretty simple platinum compared to the huge challenge the PS4 version is. I have gotten both versions twice, and I want to get it again, but I need a challenge. Is it possible to get this platinum in one single day? The guide says it takes around 15 hours to platinum, but I think I can cut that playing time down by half and only take around 8 hours. The plan is to play on the easiest difficulty, I know, lame, to just focus on getting all of the collectibles, which there are a lot of, and being able to pretty much run past everything when possible. I do not think I would be able to do this if I played in a harder difficulty, so this would do for now. For this platinum, we need to get all of the Firefly pendants, comics, optional conversations, training manuals, workbench weapons, saves, find all the workbenches, and a few miscellaneous trophies. That's over 200 collectibles. However, I know this game like the back of my hand. The only thing I'm worried about is optional conversations because they bug out sometimes. As in, every single time I have tried to get this platinum, it has bugged. The game starts with us playing as Sarah, Joel's daughter. I haven't played the PS5 version in a while. Usually I go back to the PS4 one because of nostalgia, so I forgot how great this game actually looks. As always, we play as Sarah, she dies a very sad death, and we fast forward 20 years. For the sake of time, I also skipped all of the cinematics since I've seen them so many times. We are now playing as Joel, who is in the Boston QC, long ways from Texas. Tess and the leader of the Fireflies, Marlene, gave us a mission to smuggle something in exchange for weapons, I think. This part is very tutorial-esque. There are a few simple fights, and we also collect some collectibles. Here I got my first trophy for finding a Firefly pendant. The trophy popped at 12:12 p.m. of October 14th, so I had until the same time, October 15th, to pop the platinum. I already know where most of the collectibles are from playing this game so many times, but I still will play alongside a guide just in case. We meet Marlene, who is hurt. She takes us to the thing we're smuggling, who happens to be a kid, Ellie. At the start, Joel sees Ellie just as something he has to smuggle, but as we go through the game, it is so cool to see how he starts changing his perspective and seeing her as a daughter. We arrive at the capital. We were supposed to leave Ellie in, but the Fireflies are not here. Tess sacrifices herself for us because she was bit at the museum, so now it's just Ellie and Joel. We have to go get a car to make it to the hospital, so we stop by Billstown. In Billstown, I got a trophy for finding one training manual. There are only 29 trophies in this game, so as you can tell, there won't be a lot of them early in the game. We'll get through the school to find a car battery, kill a bloater, and finally get the car. Before we head out, I got a trophy for picking up Frank's note after it was discarded. Once we have the car, we head to the hospital or research facility. I actually don't know what this place is. I just know it's in a university. Before we get there, some hunters try to rob us, so we end up crashing the car and having to escape. We fight a bunch of hunters, give Ellie a gun, and make our way to a building. She can now help us, though she doesn't do much. I got a trophy here for finding the first comic, and also one for crafting every single item. While the trophies on this game are super easy, I actually really enjoy them, even though I like a challenge. Sometimes I just want to play a good game and relax, not having to worry too much. I was trying to speedrun it at the same time, so that was pretty stressful already, especially since I was cutting very close on time near the end. Here we meet Sam and Henry, a dude and his little brother. We start making our way out of town, and here I got a trophy for riding the sewer contraption with Henry and Sam. This one is pretty straightforward. You just have to drop Ellie off and run towards the boys so that when she starts the contraption, you're going at the same time they are. On our first encounter with hunters alongside the boys, I got another trophy for turning off the spotlight generator in Pittsburgh. Another easy one, especially since I'm playing on the easiest difficulty, so stealthing is super easy. This part is really sad. We go through this sewer that has a lot of infected inside, including stalkers, the scariest thing in the whole game, and we get separated from Ellie and Henry, so it's just Sam and Joel for a bit. We fight the stalkers. I basically just run to the back since I know how to speedrun through most parts, and we meet up with them again for one final fight inside the sewers. Every chance I had to speedrun, I did, but sometimes I had to get some optional conversations, like mainly Ellie's jokes that required us to kill all of the enemies in an area and stand there for a minute for her to engage with us. This happens a lot in Pittsburgh, which is why I don't like that chapter too much. Also, it has the scariest part in the whole game, where you go into a stalker-infested basement. I hate that part so much. After we leave the sewers, we are now outside in the suburbs. We have to get to a bunch of optional conversations here. I also got a trophy for fully upgrading a weapon. This is a lot easier than the remastered since you have to fully upgrade all weapons there. And then you also have to fully upgrade Joel, and then you also have to play multiplayer, which sucks. So I'm really glad that this version has a lot easier platinums. On the same area, I got a trophy for opening all saves. I thought it was cool that they remade the save system to match that of part 2, where you don't actually need to get the code and can just guess. And then we fight against another sniper. We become the sniper once we reach him, protecting our friends. However, we fail to protect them because Sam ends up getting bit, but lies to us. He turns in our little hideout, Henry kills him, and then himself. Pretty grim. It is insane to imagine all the horrible things Ellie has seen, but she's still just cracking jokes and trying her best to stay positive about the Fireflies. Now, along with Ellie again, we head towards Tommy, Joel's brother who was once a Firefly. On the way to him, I got a trophy for leaving Ellie hanging. This one is always so painful to do. We get there, take a look around the town he has built, pet a dog, which gives us another trophy. As Tommy is explaining us what he is doing with this town, we ask him to take Ellie with him. Some hunters attack us. We fight them off, and Ellie runs off to a ranch house. She's angry with Joel because Joel wants to get rid of her and give her off to Tommy. Joel is mean to Ellie, as usual, but before we go back to the dam, some other hunters come to the ranch house. Here I got a trophy for upgrading all of the melee weapons and destroying them. After defeating these guys, we start our way back to the lab with Ellie, leaving Tommy behind. We reach the university and find out that there are no Fireflies here. We get attacked by hunters and Joel gets really hurt. Winter starts and we now have to play as Ellie because Joel almost died and basically cannot walk. We hunt a deer and meet this evil dude, David, who runs, I think, a cannibal tribe. We fight beside him a little against some infected, but then he becomes evil and tracks our horse to the house where we are with Joel, so Ellie runs away from there on the horse. They kill the horse, we have to kill a bunch of them, and then we fight against David. We get him and then play as Joel again. Ellie is now missing, so we go find her. Once we do, she's very much traumatized, but we get out of there alive. Winter was very short. We can now move on to the last season, spring. So it has basically been a whole year of this trip to deliver Ellie, which is crazy to think about since it's been literally 5 hours for me. This part of the game is also pretty short. There are only 2 segments, the tunnels and the hospital. There's a lot of walking around and talking to Ellie, petting the giraffe, and enjoying the view, since this is coming to an end. Here I got a trophy for finding all workbench tools. We do fight like a million bloaters inside the tunnel. In here there was our last training manual. I picked it up, granting me the trophy. Ellie almost drowns to death, but some of the Fireflies found us and take us to the hospital. We talk to Marlene and she's like, Ellie will die. Something Joel did not know and he did not like that, so he escapes. Here I got a trophy for breaking into all the ship doors. And another one for finding all the Firefly pendants. Joel runs around killing all the Fireflies, including the surgeon and Marlene, while Ellie is sleeping, and we save Ellie. She wakes up in our car and we tell her that there are dozens of other people that are also immune and walk back to Jackson, where Tommy is waiting for us. Here got a trophy for collecting all the comics. Ellie asks Joel to not lie to her, and Joel tells her that he didn't lie to her, but obviously he did. There are no other immune people. And that's the game. That gave me another trophy for completing part 1. Now, this game decided to also include the DLC trophies into the main platinum list. I guess because the DLC came with the main game, so we also had to play that. But that was no big deal. It takes me like an hour and a half to finish this DLC. On it, you play as Ellie, the night she got bit, and also during the segments that Joel was hurt in the university, going back and forth between the present and flashbacks. It is a really good DLC, very well written, and a very cohesive look into what Ellie's life was like before Joel. We basically follow Riley around the mall, playing some games with her. I got a trophy for winning the brick throwing contest.
My car had tougher.
We had to break all of the windows in our car before Riley did. Then Riley gave us a joke book, and we finally finished all of the jokes to get the trophy.
I'm putting this away.
The jokes were super annoying again because when you play as Joel, in order to get Ellie to say anything, you have to kill all the enemies in an area and wait for 3 whole minutes. I got another trophy once we made it to the arcade for playing the Jax X game, and another one for defeating Black Fang without getting hit.
Your time here is done.
Finally, I also won the water gun fight. God, there were so many games to play with Riley, but it makes the DLC so much fun. I mean, Ellie was just a little girl having fun, and suddenly the weight of humanity's doom is on her shoulder. That has to suck. I then got the trophy for finding all the notes and artifacts. When we were in the present, the hunters were, well, hunting us. So I got a trophy for luring an infected into attacking a human. And with that, I completed Left Behind, which gave me yet another trophy. Now, I thought that platinum would pop here, but I forgot that obviously some of my optional conversations bugged, and I had to do them again. There's nothing more annoying than almost being done with a game and then having to redo the stupid optional conversations that I already literally listened to. Not a single one of them had I not done on my previous playthrough. I would have finished in about 10 hours, but I didn't feel like doing the optional conversations when I was done with Left Behind, so I did them the next day. I got the trophy for them at 11:23 a.m. and with that the platinum trophy. I was less than an hour away from not finishing it in 24 hours, but I managed to do it. My playing time was more like 7 hours, so I feel like I can make the leaderboard if I give it another go, where I get lucky enough to not get the conversations bugged out, and if I play it all together, maybe some other time. I'm satisfied with this. I'm replaying this game because I need to still get my The Last of Us Part 2 grounded and permadeath trophies, so trying to get into the swing of The Last of Us. We'll see how that goes.